I can't tell you how embarrassed I am, folks. I'm really sorry about this, everyone.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be looking at the worst relatives in both Disney and Pixar animated feature films. For all you poor unfortunate souls who may not have seen all these movies, this is your spoiler alert.
You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Now I'm the bad guy.
Number 10. King Agnarr and Queen Iduna. Frozen.
Parenting isn't always easy, especially when one of your daughters has special powers.
Before their tragic demise, the King and Queen of Arendelle were forced to make some very difficult decisions after learning Elsa was a bit different from other kids.
She can learn to control it, I'm sure. Until then, we'll lock the gates. We'll reduce the staff. We will limit her contact with people.
Seeing how her powers may be a cause for concern, the two decided to shelter their daughter entirely. While their intent may have been noble, especially after Anna's injury, the decision to conceal Elsa's abilities only caused suffering for both of their daughters in the long run.
What did I ever do to you? Enough, Anna. No, why? Why do you shut me out? Why do you shut the world out? What are you so afraid of? I said enough!
The Ice Queen is able to repair her broken relationship with her sister, and they save the kingdom. But it all could have been avoided if only Elsa had been taught to embrace her differences, rather than stifle them.
I like the open gates.
We are never closing them again.
Oh, Elsa, they're beautiful, but you know I don't scare. Come on, you can do it.
Number 9. Amos, Chief, and Copper, the Fox and the Hound. Ain't nothing but a hound dog, and a hunting dog and hunter. A movie about the friendship between two sweet animals may sound like a perfect heartwarming plot, but that's only scratching the surface.
You're my very best friend. And you're mine too, Todd. And we'll always be friends forever, won't we? Yeah, forever.
Todd the Fox and Copper the Hound Dog begin as the best of friends, despite the fact that they're two different species. As they grow older, however, Copper is heavily influenced by his owner Amos and their hunting dog Chief.
We're still friends, aren't we? Todd, those days are over. I'm a hunting dog now.
The three hunt Todd under the justification that it's in their nature. Eventually, tensions force Todd's owner to abandon him for his own safety. Amos absolutely did not deserve Todd's loyalty and valiance at the end. That's all we'll say.
Well, come on, boy. Let's go home.
Number 8. Aunt Sarah, Lady and the Tramp.
Coming, Aunt Sarah. Coming.
Sorry I'm late, dears. Hope I haven't kept you waiting.
You have to be a certain type of evil to hate animals. If they're not slurping spaghetti or chasing strays, Lady and the Tramp end up in some very scary situations. When the deers take a vacation, they ask Aunt Sarah to watch the newborn and Lady while they're away.
Good gracious, what are you doing here? Go on now, shoot, scat, get out of here.
Sarah and her Siamese cats aren't exactly thrilled with the task. Poor Lady is framed by the mischievous felines, leading Sarah to muzzle her. Later, she would be chained up in the backyard and locked away in the cellar too.
Oh, don't even mention that horrible place. I was so embarrassed and frightened.
With the borderline abuse of her family's beloved pet, it's safe to say Aunt Sarah is not a dog person. Number 7. Hopper and Molt, A Bug's Life. Something about these brothers really bugs us. But
I swear, if I hadn't promised Mother on her deathbed that I wouldn't kill you, I would kill you.
And believe me, no one appreciates that more than I do.
A group of aggressive grasshoppers plot to exploit an unsuspecting ant farm after one ant named Flick accidentally destroys the food rations meant for the grasshoppers. Led by Hopper with the aid of his brother Molt, the insects take any opportunity to terrorize the ant kingdom. Still, it's obvious who's in charge between the two of them.
I don't want to hear another word out of you while we're on this island. Do you understand me? I said, well, how can I answer? You said I couldn't say another word. Dad, remember Mom?
Hopper is the one leading the whole plan, and he's not very kind to his brother, especially when the latter begins to have second thoughts. Hopper is all about scare tactics and exerting power over others, and unfortunately, Molt is on the receiving end of that too.
What? You're right. I didn't think it was such a good idea myself. Actually, it wasn't even my idea. It was Axel and Loco's. They talked fancy to me. I got confused.
Number 6. Hades, Hercules.
If you thought Disney would ease up on the villain behavior for a kids' movie, you'd be wrong.
The god of the underworld gets this story off to a hot start by planning to murder his newborn nephew.
They're immortal?
Bingo! They're immortal! So, first you gotta turn the little sunspot mortal.
Okay, sure. Hades' bumbling minions ultimately fail, which leads the hot-headed god to make it his life's mission to find and eliminate Hercules.
He sicks numerous monsters on the young hero, who mostly comes out on top. Perhaps even more damaging is the fact that Hades uses Hercules' love for Meg against him, bartering the damsel's life in exchange for the loss of his powers. Let's not forget Hades' horrifying river of souls. Who wants to compete for worst uncle ever?
You get her out. She goes. You stay. Oh, you know what slipped my mind? You'll be dead before you can get to her. That's not a problem, is it?
Number 5. The Wicked Stepfamily, Cinderella. This one may make your mother-in-law seem like she's not that bad.
Jealous and malicious, the Tremaines treat Cinderella like their personal maid.
Watch them. Oh, yes, and the tapestries, and the draperies.
But I just finished.
Do them again.
She's completely stripped of her autonomy, despite the family living off of her late father's fortune. Do we even have to remind you of how Drizella and Anastasia ripped up the dress that once belonged to Cinderella's birth mom?
Give that hair! Oh, no! Oh, and look, that's my sash wearing my sash. You can't. Oh, no.
The heartbreak and abuse this poor orphan suffered is unmatched. By the end of the movie, her stepmom is still taking drastic measures to ensure Cinderella doesn't get to leave.
No, please. Oh, you can't do this. You just can't. Let me out. You must let me out. You can't keep me in here.
Number 4. Mother Gothel, Tangled. This woman was evil before the story even began. Mother Gothel acts as the adoptive parent to Rapunzel, except the adoption was more of a kidnapping. In a quest for eternal youth, Gothel steals a baby whose powers lie in her golden locks.
Gothel broke into the castle, stole the child, and just like that, gone.
To ensure that her true decrepit identity is never revealed, she locks Rapunzel away in a tower. Mother Gothel is a master manipulator and convinces her daughter that the world outside is too dangerous, only in order to preserve the eternal youth Rapunzel provides her.
Why would you ask such a ridiculous question?
It was you. It was all you.
Everything I did was to protect you.
Selfishness is only the beginning. Her evil nature is taken to another level when she plots to kill Rapunzel's potential suitor.
What's the point in being a good person if you can stay young forever, right? We're joking, of course.
Rapunzel, really? Ugh. Enough already! Stop fighting me!
Number 3. Evil Queen, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the craziest one of all?
Once again, jealousy rears its vain head between stepmother and stepdaughter. After Snow White is orphaned, the queen becomes her only guardian.
This would be fine if Snow White's beauty and angelic voice didn't make her want to get rid of her daughter. After one failed assassination attempt, the evil queen decides to take matters into her own hands. Not only is this premeditated, it's elaborate. The poison apple doesn't even kill her. The idea was to have her be buried alive.
No fear of that. The dwarfs will think she's dead. She'll be buried alive.
Yeah, the queen doesn't get the evil title for no reason. Number 2. Claude Frollo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
As kids, we don't think we realize just how bad this guy really is. Judge Claude Frollo kills a woman for seeking refuge in Paris, leaving her baby without a mother. After noticing the kid is different, Frollo tries to get rid of him too.
This is an unholy demon. I'm sending it back to hell, where it belongs.
See there the innocent blood you have spilled on the steps of Notre Dame.
I am guiltless.
Unsuccessful in his second attempt at murder, he is forced to raise the child as punishment, which realistically is more of a punishment for the child. He chooses ableism when naming the child Quasimodo, literally meaning half-formed.
Quasimodo, can't you understand? When your heartless mother abandoned you as a child, anyone else would have drowned you.
But it doesn't stop there. The judge sequesters Quasimodo and goes on a witch hunt for the beautiful Esmeralda. Because if he can't have her, nobody can. Oh, and this is all done under the guise of piety.
Choose me or your pyre. Be mine or you will burn.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Mr. Scorfino, Luca. Alberto counts the days since his father abandoned him.
I started when my dad left.
You were living here alone for that many days?
I just stopped counting after a while.
Kerchak, Tarzan. Kerchak never truly accepted Tarzan as his own.
Then you may keep him.
Kerchak, I know he'll be a good son.
I said he could stay. That doesn't make him my son.
Mr. Darling, Peter Pan. A father who berates his children for being imaginative.
Wendy, haven't I warned you? Stuffing the boys' heads with a lot of silly stories.
Oh, but they aren't.
I say they are. Captain Crook, Peter Pirate.
The great prince of the forest, Bambi. So absent that his own son doesn't recognize him.
He stopped and looked at me.
Yes, I know.
Why was everyone stale when he came on the meadow?
King Triton, the Little Mermaid, destroys Ariel's things to make sure she doesn't leave.
I am going to get through to you. And if this is the only way,
so be it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Scar, the Lion King. If you can't be king, you might as well kill him. Even if he's your own brother. Don't do that, it's horrible.
Oh, I shall practice my curtsy.
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Oh no, Mufasa. Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Arguably one of the most savage villains in Disney history, Scar broke all of our hearts in the 90s. His brother Mufasa rules the kingdom, which will eventually be passed down to his next of kin, Simba. And that's the last straw for Scar.
Long live the king.
After dropping Mufasa to his horrific death, Scar takes the crown for his own and wreaks havoc on the kingdom. Pride is definitely not an issue for the lion, as he tells any lie he can to gain Simba's trust, just before trying to carry out his murderous legacy again.
This is just the way your father looked before he died. And here's my little secret. I killed Mufasa.
Just go ahead and toss those family values off the cliff. Every hero has their villain. Let us know which wicked relatives should be added to our next list in the comments below.
Well, forgive me for not leaping for joy. Bad back, you know.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.